All right, so welcome to the show, Michael Baker. And
we're back in the saddle. Feels good.
Yeah, 2 weeks off. Great trip down to Destin, Florida. Absolutely. I did not make you a liar. Said I would come back with a tan because I would do a spray tan or something to make you a liar. But I just, I'm not going to.
I'm a little tanner.
Yeah, well, you have pigment.
Yeah, that's true.
This happens to those that are not pigmentally challenged. Yeah. But yeah, we had a good time in Florida, and we told this guy we were going to do a podcast down there, and we did not. Mm-hmm. I worked, but it was really just fixing broke issues while we were down there. But anyways, so I want to introduce Michael. How long have you been a client?
About 2 years.
2 years, okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, became a client 2 years ago, introduced me to more clients and Robbie and some of those cool dudes. But recently, if you've seen a change in our YouTube and the way that our YouTube looks, it's because of this guy, and not just YouTube, social media. So he's one of the guys behind the scenes that's really helping us with our marketing and make things look pretty. Because before, and I'm colorblind, and I could tell you it wasn't pretty. It was pretty ugly colors and thumbnails and things of that nature. So if I want to plug your company, just in case somebody's watching and needs the exact same services, you're kind of you do my LinkedIn, you do my Facebook, obviously YouTube. What else do you do? Podcasts.
Yeah, do the video editing for the podcast.
Clean up the audio.
Yeah.
Also musician. So let's talk about that. Your band is a rock star too.
And it's kind of fun what I'm doing now because I actually feel like I get to be a little bit more of myself.
Right, artistic.
When I first moved to I make the joke, I moved to Nashville. I'm the anomaly. Mm-hmm. I moved to Nashville to get out of music. But I still do it. So I've had a few bands that have been moderately successful. Mm-hmm. But the current band that I have right now, we haven't played a show in a while, but it's called Fall of Envy. Mm-hmm. And I'm the lead singer on that. Mm-hmm. And I was just telling Aaron Walker, I had lunch with him yesterday. I was telling him it was kind of funny. Literally, we didn't plan to not have any more shows. Mm-hmm. We just all of a sudden stopped playing shows. Yeah. But our second to last show was opening for Guns N' Roses.
Whoa!
So it was like open for Guns N' Roses, headline the House of Blues in Orlando, and then we just disappeared.
Dang.
So, but we've put out music, and we've got actually a huge announcement coming up soon on the band, and we're planning on.
And we're exclusively announcing it here on the show.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to hold off for what that announcement is. Yeah. Our 10-year anniversary for our special edition album is coming up next year in February, so we're planning on some big stuff for that.
So Fall of Envy, and where can they find you?
Oh, any streaming.
Okay.
Any streaming stuff. So yeah, it's nice. I still get a little bit of money coming in from royalties for that.
Do you play any instrument?
I played the piano for a number of years when I was a kid, but I didn't keep up with it. So I'm back to basics on that.
Zero for me. Now my kids, I want to find somebody because they're attracted to piano. They want to learn how to play the guitar. When they see somebody playing the violin, they're like, "That's really cool. I want to learn how to do that." It's like, they're sponges for wanting to learn how to play music. Or I can't sing. I can't play a single thing.
Yeah. That's my kid. Yeah, my kid wants to. He's all about music. He's all about playing piano, but he's also all about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
And so
how many times have y'all seen that movie?
Oh, I don't know. A lot. But he's all about, he learns it. I mean, he's a brilliant kid. And he goes and sits on the piano and plays all the different levels, the music behind the levels of Sonic the Hedgehog. He plays it on piano. He learned them all himself. And it's great because it's like, wow, dude, that's really good. And it's also horrible because I have to listen to Sonic the Hedgehog music on piano all day long.
Yeah. I always get a kick out of some of these, the Sonic Hedgehog movie that came out, probably 4 or 5 years ago. I get a kick out of these kids' movies because as an adult, when you watch them over and over and over again, you pick up on some of the innuendos that is meant for only the adults.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But then you get a 9-year-old, it's like, why would they say that? That's so inappropriate. Like, oh, crap, can't watch this one anymore.
Yep.
So anyways, on the topic of just being sponges for knowledge, that was kind of the conversation that you and I had yesterday and why I invited you in. So, let's do a podcast. One, plug your business, which is Perceptive Media.
Perception Content Media.
Perception Content Media.
Yeah.
So plug that, but also just kind of tell your story of being a client 2 years ago to kind of what you shared with me yesterday, which kind of led to you sitting down with Aaron Walker for coffee.
Yeah.
This week. Yesterday. Yeah. So kind of walk us through that, and because you kind of said that it all kind of started 2 years ago. So what was it that because what you explained to me was now you're kind of a sponge to be around empowering people and people that are like-minded and, one, entrepreneurial, but just you're wanting to pour into yourself so that you can then turn around and pour into other people. So kind of walk us through that journey.
Sure. So you and I knew each other back when you were doing traditional mortgages. You actually handled the mortgage on our very first house, my wife and I's very first house. And that's how we got introduced. And so you were handling that for us. And then you started Replace Your Mortgage. And you had told me about it. But in my mind, it was like, my dad doesn't know about this. My father-in-law doesn't know about this. My grandpa doesn't know about this. Like, it just was... It didn't make sense.
And then the same guy that sold you a mortgage is telling you shouldn't have one.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it just didn't make sense to me, even though I'm a numbers guy. It was really weird. It was more of a just, it didn't make sense. I'd never heard of it, so stay away, because that's just not what I was taught. And then about 2 years ago, it finally clicked for me. The numbers, the math clicked. And I was like, all right, let's have a conversation. And we talked about everything. You walked me through the process and understanding little things, like rolling my wife's car into the loan. And so we jumped on. It was about 2 years ago. And
there was a connection with Chris, too, because Chris was in your band, too. So I think, did Chris not become a client before you did? Or did you become a client and then Chris did? He
did. He actually had been researching first lien HELOCs for a long time before he even knew about you all. So he knew about the strategy, but couldn't find anybody banks couldn't find anybody who understood what he was talking about. And then there was some other program that he said, he was like, man, this is a big sham. Somebody completely different that, So anyway, he knew about it. And then I've, of course, asked him, he was like, oh yeah, man. He's like, I've known about this for a while. I was like, you mind sharing some of that? Yeah. He was a guitarist in our band for a little while.
Yeah. You may remember Chris, really tall guy. But he was the one that bought like a log castle in Gatlinburg.
Oh yeah.
And did an Airbnb on a log castle in Gatlinburg, and it was really cool. It looked like a castle. Did you? I've never seen it in person. I saw it online.
He ended up owning 5 to 7 properties in Gatlinburg.
Dang.
And he swears that all of it was because of using a first lien HELOC and the money strategy. And then he's out in Arizona now. He's co-owner of a business out there in the industry he's working in. And I don't think he owns, I think he sold all of them off, but
it's a good time to sell.
He made a ton of profit off of those. And he will tell you it's all because of the first lien HELOC strategy.
That's cool.
And understanding the mountain.
That's cool.
So yeah, we started two years ago, and what kind of prompted you asking me to come in is I had made the comment, I was like, it was life-changing. At the time, I didn't realize it was going to be so life-changing. I was at a perfectly fine job. I left that job to try to further my career. And then in October of last year, I was working at this new company, and I just had kind of this epiphany of sorts with just my life just changed. My mindset, everything about what I could achieve in life.
Paradigm shift.
Yeah, just changed. And I'd never been a book reader. I'm about to finish my 8th book since October. I'm cranking out books.
What kind of books?
Everything from Think and Grow Rich, You Were Born Rich. Right now, the one I'm finishing right now is Seth Godin. I can't think of the cog. I can't think of the name of it.
He didn't write it, but Stole My Cheese. Who Moved My Cheese?
My Cheese.
He didn't write that
I've
one,
seen
though.
that one.
Have you?
I haven't.
It's a good one.
The 7 Decisions. So a lot of those types of books.
Yeah, I've got a laundry list of books I could give you recommendations on that I've read in that kind of space.
Now, are you actually reading them or are you listening to them? Because that's what I do. I listen to them, especially during hunting season. I could go through 10 books.
So both. So if I have a physical copy, if I can get a physical copy, I get the physical copy and I listen at the same time because I actually retain it better and I can move through the book faster.
I never thought about that. So when you listen to it, is it word for word what you see as well?
Yeah, there might be
idea.
there might be slight variations here and there. Like when the Audible, it may point out like a specific person's name or a time frame,
Right.
and they might like just switch that a little bit because it's not relevant if you're just listening to the book. If all of a sudden you reference Oprah Winfrey and people are like, huh, that made no sense. But yeah, it helps me go through. So. But yeah, and then in February, I got let go from my job, and a little bit of that, I don't know what I'm going to do, and all of that, and I decided to open
Instant
up my
diarrhea moment.
Oh yeah, but what's interesting is I look back and this new kind of revelation of where I was like, it's all good. And immediately I decided that I was going to try to open up my own digital marketing agency. And the only reason I'm able to do that is because of Replace Your Mortgage and the first lien HELOC, because we've paid down our mortgage much faster, our loan much faster. And I can even tell you that when we were 18 months in, I did the math based on traditional mortgage and what we would have paid off and all of that. And we averaged about $1,000 more per month that we put towards principal than what we would have with a traditional mortgage.
Yeah, it's just too scary with a mortgage. I mean, think about what happened in February. If you got a mortgage and you've been paying down on your mortgage, what happens? You, don't have the ability to leverage the HELOC to sustain the storm, but you also don't have access to capital to pour into your digital marketing agency either to become an entrepreneur.
Right.
Yeah, and so think about it even further. So if you were to get let go from your job and you go to a bank and say, hey, I want to get some of this equity out that I built up, bank's going to be like, yeah, tough luck. It's COVID. We're not giving you any money.
Yeah.
So, or you don't have income source. So with the HELOC, and we got that story happen all the time where we got banked for, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so glad we have a HELOC. My husband got furloughed. My husband got laid off. This happened, that happened. But we're able to, make it through this situation because we have a first lien HELOC on our own.
Yeah, it's created a runway. I can look at the math and I can say, based on what I have coming in now, I have X amount of time until we start sweating a little bit, because obviously the money's not going to last forever.
Right.
But I have access to it. We're still doing the strategy. We still put everything in. I'm not freaking out and pulling money out.
Right.
But without that access to that money, I'd probably be working at a job that I was not happy at and not starting my own business, something that I've always felt like in my blood. I was a little bit of an entrepreneur, kind of that goes back to the music a little bit, but never really had that jumping off point. And I wouldn't have taken the risk on my own had I not been let go. But that also is a little bit of that epiphany type of situation where when it happened, I was like, this is all for a reason. And I immediately was like, 2 years ago, when I decided to jump on board and learn through Replace Your Mortgage how to utilize a first lien HELOC, that was the shift in my life that was going to set me up for that exact moment.
I'm super excited for you for the business and entrepreneurial side. It's scary. It's a roller coaster. I mean, especially when you first get going. But even, I mean, we face it to this day. Even when you are going and you're humming along, you'll have random things like Facebook ads not working or God knows what, or an auction. We had, 1 week where there was driving up the cost on ads, on auctions and things of that nature, which we were super dependent on social media and to a certain extent still are. But that's why we're doing things like this. But I'm excited for you to start that roller coaster. I'm not saying it's without stress, and you already know this, but it's a different kind of stress. I mean, you guys want to go on a Tuesday night, go camp out in the backyard and take a half a day off to kind of prepare for it. You can. You don't have to ask anybody's permission. You control your own destiny, and there's a lot of freedom in controlling your own destiny. So, that's one thing. So I want to make sure that people know about you, your company, so that we can kind of help you in those endeavors. Again, look at our YouTube channel. It has drastically changed, and there's still some videos up from 4 years ago, and you can take a look at those versus now what you're seeing. And it's a massive, massive difference in professionalism and look and feel, and it's all because of this guy. And then he takes a lot off of my plate. So instead of me having to constantly focus on posting on Facebook or Matt posting on Facebook or, coming up with content and ideas to put on Facebook or social media, that's what he does. He takes it completely off my plate, and I would say super affordable, because the dollars that it would actually cost me, what we've learned from Ryan, is you can't be doing activities that's earning you less than several $1,000s an hour. And if you are, then you shouldn't be doing that as the CEO of a company. So I actually make money because of Michael. So again, if this is something, you're a business owner, you're into social media, or you need his expertise, absolutely reach out to him, Michael Baker, Perception Content Media.
Yep.
And I also like the fact that you're local, because I told you we already had a service set up, but I couldn't talk to any of those people verbally, regardless of face-to-face. And I could also tell that their second language was not even English. So, it was really, really difficult. And then you come like, hey, this is what I'd like to do as a business. And I'm like, dude, you're local. I can talk to you. You understand what I'm trying to achieve. And
you're a client.
Yeah. It was just a perfect fit. So
one of the other things I like about Michael is he pushes you and I to do content.
That's true. Yeah.
He's like, where's my content at? Like, he wants to build this. It's not just a job for him. I feel like he wants to see this be successful. So he's like, give me more content. And we're like, you're right, we need to get you more content. Right. So it gets us back in here or back on video to do those things, because he knows that, hey, the more you do, the more successful you're going to be, and the more helpful for your business it's going to be, not just mine.
Yeah, like we talked about in the last episode, accountability. So he holds us accountable to, look, I need more podcasts. I need work. Let's do this. So,
well, I'm on a goal. And it's money is important in life.
It's fuel.
But I'm on a goal. It's not about financial happiness. It's about quality of life happiness. So yes, there's some money things that happen with that. But when I talked to you all right before you left for Florida, I was talking about this, and I talked about this yesterday with you. Is I'm trying to be a sponge right now, and I just want to learn. I want to learn from you all, from people that are being successful in running their own business and have gone through a lot of the things that I'm about to go through or starting to go through. And I just want to be around, because like we were talking about, everybody will say you are who you hang around. So if you want to be lazy, sit on a couch and do nothing all day, go hang out with people that are lazy and sit on the couch all day. I don't want to be that. I'm a worker. I couldn't sit around. That was part of the reason why I started this business, because I couldn't sit around and wait for somebody to decide that they wanted to hire me. I was like, I just don't have time for that.
Right.
And so I just want to be around people that have the knowledge, that understand it, and I can just learn from. And that's kind of the bonus of me being able to edit the videos as well. And you guys do more content, because I have to listen to the video all the way through. And so I'm hearing the podcast, I'm hearing the videos multiple times as I'm editing them. And I'm just soaking that up and learning more and more.
Well, one thing you'll find, if you haven't already found, so outside of our sphere of the people that we hang out and associate with, I probably come across and this sounds like it's gloating, but it's I'll get to the punchline here in a second, like I'm a genius or something. But it's not. I'm regurgitating information that is being shared by my sphere of influence. For example, Chris Robinette with financial planning. I looked at your hat, so it made me real. I'm not wearing an RYM.
No, it's
Lighthouse Planning. So Chris Robinette is my financial planner. Well, this dude on a consistent basis is dropping massive gold nuggets. Well, what do I do with that? I don't keep it as a secret to myself. I share that with everybody else. And another thing that you'll discover, if you haven't already discovered this, is you're going to start having entirely different conversations based on your interest, and there will be people that were pulling you back that fade off into the sunset. And then all of a sudden you'll start seeing people that you're attracting into your life that can take you to a whole different level. So because you're already having those conversations, you sit down with Aaron Walker yesterday. I mean, this dude's a massive giant in this local industry. I mean, I don't know how many podcasts he's doing, but he's also doing 17 masterminds or something like that.
That was my first time being able to sit down. It was a funny story too. Like, I have a very strong faith, and there was a lot of signs telling me that I needed to reach out to Aaron Walker, people telling me I need to reach out to him, and I just never did. And then I saw him sitting in a crowd at my daughter's pre-K graduation. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Aaron Walker. If you know me, I am not a shy person. So I just stood up, walked right over. I was like, are you the Aaron Walker? He's like, I don't know about but and then I was like,
he's a humble dude too.
Yeah. I was like, let's grab lunch. And so that's what we did. That guy's brilliant. And I immediately called you, and then I text messaged, I think 3 different people that I knew him. And every single one of them was like, that guy's brilliant. If you have a chance to get into his program, do it. Don't hesitate.
Did he tell you about the whole pawn shop story?
Oh, yeah.
How he started? Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. I was captivated. That story, his whole life story is amazing.
So to bring Matt up to speed, he's a local guy, big business owner, runs masterminds and whatnot. But we both spoke at Unleash Leadership Within for Nate Bailey. So I spoke one day, and then he came in and spoke another day, and that's how we met. And I'd heard of him before. So he's got a book out, View from the Top, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the title. It's something like Mountaintop or View from the Top.
View from the Top.
Yeah, View from the Top. So hadn't started it yet, but a couple people inside of our group have already read it, and they said it's really good.
I'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
He gave me that and 2 other books. He was like, here you go. I was like, sweet. He's like, I don't know if you read books. I'm like, matter of fact.
Sure do.
Yeah. I guess just to finish it up, super proud of you. I'm glad to be a part of it. We don't want to take credit for it because you're the one that had to walk through that door. All we did was say, hey, there's a door right there that you got to walk through, and it's kind of scary. It takes a lot of courage for somebody to walk through that door. So sometimes people give us more credit than we deserve. We didn't do this. You did it. So I'm proud of you. I'm super excited for what's to come. And, we got your back all the way. So again, shout out to Michael Baker if you need him. Digital marketing agency, Perception Content Media. You don't want to put your phone number out there, do you?
No, you can just go to the website. PerceptionContentMedia.com.
I wish I knew your phone number off the top of my head, but you're on speed
know
dial.
yours.
Dang it. All right.
But you can find me on I'm on every social media platform out there, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram.
That was something else that you've been doing for me is LinkedIn. And I was, up until you, completely non-existent on LinkedIn. Like I wouldn't even hardly ever check it. And now I check it because you're managing the LinkedIn account stuff.
I'm a big proponent of LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's a good resource for sure. It's a good site.
Yeah.
A lot of people rave about using it.
It's very unused as well. I can drop some statistics as far as the amount of viewers per day compared to the amount of people that are actually putting up content on there. It would blow your mind. It's very untapped platform.
You're a brave guy, aren't you? Yeah.
Not ghost pepper
dang
jerky.
It. You knew I was going there.
We already had the conversation. That's why.
You did? Dang it, man. I was setting him up. He's like in front of all these people. You can't turn it down.
He brought it up, so I was like, yeah, we'll have the conversation. But I kind of knew in the back.
Well, you'll have to come and watch it then. So I don't know if it'll be the next one, but in one of the subsequent episodes that we do, I bought the bag of the hottest beef jerky on the planet, and it's hot. So I don't know if it'd be beef jerky, but it'd be something along those lines. It's like 2 million Scoville. So I think what we're going to do is like some type of contest, like where it's a pop quiz or something, and for every right answer, I don't have to eat, and for every wrong answer, I do have to eat.
What are the questions going to be like?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be
Pop
fun.
culture?
I think we'll.
Oh, I hope not.
I think we'll do diverse questions. Like, won't be
Guns,
just
hunting,
stuff mainly that you would know.
Basketball.
But you'll try to throw some curveballs in those questions.
Yeah,
You know?
like who married Tom Green 20 years ago?
No, we'll try to keep them in the same topics, but just find ones that are maybe you think you might have the answer, and it's actually this answer.
We're going to have to be prepared for this. We're going to have the ready whip, paper towels, and trash cans.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to have all three of that.
Yeah.
The Ready Whip was funny when I was watching y'all's video.
It's game changing though. So like it's painful, but as soon as that hits your mouth, I wouldn't say neutralizes it. It's still painful, but it makes it bearable like that. I mean,
when Edwin took a drink of the water, and then he was like, "Don't do that." Like immediately, he was like, "Don't."
That's why in all those shows they always have milk.
Well,
Like,
did you
it's never
notice?
water,
He's
it's
like,
always
"Should we drink
milk."
water?" I said, "Yeah." And I'm like watching him because I've heard that drinking water makes it worse. And then I'm watching him, and he's like, "Oh crap! No, I'm not drinking my water."
It's milk. It's milk or dairy. That's I think why the Ready Whip works because it's cold and dairy based. So,
that was huge. So, so you'll have to come and either be a part of that, or will you be a part of it?
Maybe.
Okay. I don't know. All right, well, cool. Well, gang, thanks for watching. And if you like this video, obviously like it below. If you have any comments or questions, please comment below. Please like it. It helps us out on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe. We don't always remember where to point, but you know where it is. You're on YouTube. YouTube's not new, so you'll figure it out. Take care. God bless.
God bless.